He's got a stack of the cases next to him.
You did it again, didn't you?
Hey, Jay, could you tell me what this is right next to me?
What's the shit you said today?
All right, welcome to This Week in Nerd History. This is a podcast where we take a look at all the fun, dumb, nerdy things from the past, present, and future. I'm Mike, creative director at Dorkly and Lowbrow. Joining us, we've got AJ, production manager at Lowbrow and president of the Big Boa fan club. And also we've got Sal from Comic Pop and occasional mind reader. How are you feeling about reading minds today, Sal? You in the right zone?
Yeah, I'm good. I already I took care of everything they needed to get hidden from the view already, so I'm good to go. I don't know. I was like, let me go really blue for no reason.
That's the way to start it off. All right,
Sorry.
cool. This might be a shorter episode than usual. We've got everybody's jet setting all over
Not
the world
if
this
I have
week.
anything to say about it.
Damn it. Damn it.
Don't
We're going to be
test
talking
me.
about, what are we talking about today? We got Amazing Digital Circus. Maybe we talk about Beetlejuice, the sequel to that. We don't have a game this week, and we don't have an interview, but I have something very stupid that I want to show you guys.
Yeah.
So
Excited.
I was just like on Instagram or whatever over the weekend, and I caught some clips from this game, Bayonetta. It came out in like 2009. It was like a reasonably popular game. They made like a couple sequels and a spin-off, I think. So the game is the story behind the game, it doesn't matter. She's like the character of Bayonetta is like a witch, and she's got to do something or whatever, but she's dressed in like, she's like a leather-clad librarian witch, and she's got like dark rimmed glasses and like guns everywhere. She's got like high heel guns, shoes, and like guns all over the place. But
High heel gun shoes, everything.
The cutscenes for this game are so out of control, like unhinged, like ridiculous. So I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like it's
so
like
excited.
a 10-year-old boy had access to like Unreal Engine or something to like make these things. Isn't
That's what every game is, literally.
I agree.
Lara Croft,
this is
Tomb Raider.
like Tomb Raider's
Boom.
like here. Bayonetta's like out of
Yeah,
control.
they were trying to like out Tomb
Okay.
Raider with this.
Yes. That's a great. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So
All right.
I'm gonna let this play for like just
Great.
maybe
I'm
a
excited.
minute and change here because
Yeah.
it goes on for a little bit, but it's all fucking ridiculous. All right.
For those of you listening,
all right. For
I'll do
those
some.
listening,
I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at right off the bat.
this is an angel in the game, and like this, she's like killing angels or something like that. It honestly, the more you know about it, the less it matters. So this is
Great,
Bayonetta.
perfect.
This is early in the
What's
game, and I think
Morpheus
this is where
doing
you
here?
first turn into like her character.
Whoa.
It gets so much worse.
Playing Fly Me to the Moon in the background for some reason.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
I can watch this forever. It
Forever.
just goes on forever.
I have
And, like,
so many questions immediately.
The camera work in this, like a lot of like butt shots, and she just comes towards the camera like crotch first to like kill.
Crotch first. That's how I'm always attacking things too. Crotch first.
Yeah. First of all,
I mean, that sequence goes on for like another 2 minutes, and if like I could just watch this all day. It's so fucking ridiculous. I never played the game. I remember the commercials and stuff being on, but like
Wait, what is this from?
it's from 2009. It was probably, I'd say, like Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. It was just like, or any of the consoles. I don't know if it was like an exclusive console thing, but
it came out on like Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. It's like, it's a huge, yeah.
Wait,
no, my wife
really?
played this game. My wife is a huge fan of Bayonetta, and we have
Really?
First of all, Bayonetta is a playable character in Smash Brothers. She has multiple amiibos of Bayonetta. The crazy like black stuff that like covers her, that's clothes. No, that's hair.
Sal, you have now said enough about your wife that I need her to come on this podcast. And
actually, she helps support my channel as well. She's a huge resource.
I need to meet her.
Yes, absolutely.
No, she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start playing Bayonetta." I'm like, "Sounds great," and I'm like watching. I'm like, "What the crap is happening?"
Fuck is this?
She's like,
Yeah,
"This is
can we have her on
awesome,"
and
and I'm like, "What?"
I just want to talk about the game then. If she wants to come on and just talk about Bayonetta.
Yeah,
for
just come on.
6
She's-
hours.
Oh my god.
She's
Okay.
unfortunately she is
Pencil
at
that
work.
She has to work.
Yeah, she has like a job.
What is she doing?
Right, I know. Like she got up like
She
way
doesn't
earlier
podcast?
than I did, and like left
Get it
and like
together.
went to a job. And she's like, my reaction to work is like Michael Keaton's Batman when he's explaining it to Vicky Vale when he wants to reveal his identity. He's like, "Do you know like that thing where like a guy gets up and brushes his teeth and goes to work and kisses someone goodbye?" And she's like, "No."
What are you talking about?
That's awesome.
We don't do that.
Yeah, Bayonetta. I'm glad you discovered Bayonetta because it is a head scratcher, to be sure.
Yeah.
It's like really weird, and I'm like, how is it that we have two Blood Rain movies, but zero Bayonetta movies starring either Elizabeth Hurley or Alice Eve or somebody like really who's like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I mean, or just Charlize Theron again. Like,
Right, why not? Sure. Yeah, she's just like this crazy witch, like beyond time, with like guns for shoes or whatever. And
I was
but she also
confused when
needs
the
glasses.
clip started because you described her as a leather-clad librarian.
yeah, librarian witch.
But I was like, I'm
pretty
seeing nun to
Yeah.
start. She was in like a nun. Was she in costume?
So from
she
the
was,
game,
that was
like,
her underground.
from whatever it was, like, because I watched like the first like 2 minutes before that part, like that's what she looked like in the beginning of the game, and like there's this whole sequence where it's her and another
So she's
witch
nun
lady.
turned librarian turned
'cause then
Bayonetta.
when
was
the
she
other
born
guy
with the
came,
name
like,
Bayonetta?
I think she becomes Bayonetta when her hair suit comes on, which is a terrible phrase.
Hairsuit? Wait,
Yeah.
it's a hair suit?
Sal said that
it's
leather
hair.
suit, that's actually her hair.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And like it reacts like a symbiote. Like,
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm
really?
going to do
Like
one
Venom.
of these.
no!
that's
That's
AJ's
my
like,
reaction to the
This
hair
is our
suit.
recurring gag, is the ring face.
The hair
Sign up for
suit.
this.
This is her ranking system.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a smile for like games you like.
A zero,
Ring face.
a 0 is ring face.
yeah.
A
No.
10 is I'm laughing so hard, I'm like crying, coughing,
Yeah.
and peeing myself all at once.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe we shouldn't talk about
Vomit.
Bayonetta then. If that's
Yeah,
gonna
we should probably-
draw the ring face, I'm not sure if that's worth it.
Yeah, or the fluids.
A hair suit? I mean, I guess that's like cats. Animals have fur, but like to think like I don't know. It feels to say hair suit feels weird.
Oh no,
It
it
feels
does.
uncomfortable. Does this fall into the category of games that Mike would like to play but has no time for because who has time for that?
Right.
No, I don't even
No.
know. Honestly, I don't
No
even know what the
interest.
gameplay's like. I've only seen these cutscenes and stuff. I imagine it's like, I don't know, third-person shooter or something. Or she's
It
kinda running
is.
around?
It's not even a shooter. It's like It's like what's it called? Devil May Cry. It's like that game.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, it's not going to make my list of games. I could have all the time in the
Not
like,
gonna play that one.
Yeah. I'll watch
yeah.
the cutscenes, though. Those are hilarious.
Exactly. I'll watch that movie. Are you kidding me? Sign me up. Day one. Bayonetta fanatic. Those gun shoes are great though, because the heels are the barrel. So she's like, she'll like, yeah. I mean,
So
Just
she can
watch
just
her-
kick and shoot? Does
Yeah. Oh,
she,
yeah,
does she
there's a whole
cock her
thing.
leg
she'll like
and
flip
shoot
upside down and be like,
Because
blah, blah,
that
blah.
is,
Yeah.
that's cool.
There's
there's
a sequence in there. She'll like stand on one leg and like the other one's like out, and then she'll spin.
Yeah, she'll, like,
Anyone is
spin.
looking for an unknown actress to play Bayonetta,
AJ.
I can throw up my leg and make a gun out of it.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
But can you make the gun
sounds
sounds?
great.
Because I heard there's a one of those like weird, like dogs can't look up kind of rumor that women can't make the machine gun sound that boys make. The like that sound.
Yep. You gotta get the That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, immediately throws it out the window.
All right.
Good.
I think it's just, I would say it's not that we can't do it. It's just that we don't have as much experience.
Well, that's fair.
because
Yeah.
there are fewer girls going around trying to kill everyone on the playground.
Right.
Ooh, wait,
I don't
didn't
know
mean it
about
like
you.
that.
I mean, most
I
of the girls in my
misspoke. Hold
playground are
on.
trying to kill me.
There are fewer girls typically playing guns and robbers, cops and robbers. I don't know. there's less of that want to hurt. There's more of the nurturing.
Yeah.
And also the side eye.
I like how you gave the side eye while saying.
I like that.
I know. AJ, can you do that again? Can you do the side eye?
Yeah, give me that side eye. Yeah. I felt worse about myself immediately.
I felt judged through the camera.
Now I know.
Completely. I was like, oh, jeez. What do I do with my
The
life?
rating system: 0 is a ring face.
5.
I'll work on it. 5 is side eye. 10 is laughing, crying.
So wait, so just trying to figure out the ranking. So 5 is like it's an okay game or okay movie, but you're still suspicious about it. I feel like it should be below
suspicious.
5. Okay.
I love doing scales with people. I'll do this with my sons. I'll be like, okay, on a scale of like 0 to 5, 0 being like I don't want to see food for the rest of my life, and 5 being I'm so hungry I could literally eat my hand. Like, how hungry are you? Like, I'll just make up scales on the. But like lately, I've realized like sometimes I want an answer, but I don't want to give them the option to say no. So I'll be like, on a scale of 5 to 10, where 5 is I could eat and 10 is I'm ravenous. Then like, what's your? Because I don't want to give you the not gonna eat option.
You're
gonna
I'm not
eat.
hungry at all.
Just like, is it now or later?
Right, right.
I did have one, since we didn't have like a game or anything. I did have one thing that I wanted to say that was like I don't know if it would be a redaction, a correction, a call out. My husband made fun of me for 2 things on previous podcasts that I've said. Because he was like, one of them, no, he only made fun of, was it Lorenzo? You didn't know his name? How dare you? No, he would like, sometimes I'll come home. If the podcast comes out and he hears it before like I know that it's dropped, he'll just like start talking at me as if we've been having a conversation, and I'll be like, "What?" And he was like, "The podcast just dropped." I was like, "You could have started with that."
Right.
But he was like, he came at me. He was like, "So you said that the Dreamcast had jewel cases that were like DVDs," but he was like, famously, my parents threw out no DVDs, which is why we have the free Blockbuster at our house. He was like, the jewel cases looked like CDs, not DVDs.
Yeah.
And his parents threw out all the CDs, not the DVDs. So I did want to put that out there because somebody else called me out in the comments saying Disney Afternoon wasn't on the Disney Channel. And I was like, listen, bitch, it doesn't matter. I was poor. That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
It wasn't about you.
All right, but you could still get basic TV. I mean, come on, it was on. It's on regular TV.
It probably
Dan left
was.
a comment on Patreon about the jewel cases.
Yeah, he told me that he did, and I was like, why didn't you put it on? Well, yeah, he told me, and then he told me that he put it on Patreon because he knew that I wasn't going to see him because he's a Patreon.
You come home and like Dan's in the kitchen with the lights off, just like a big glass of whiskey, just fuming over it all day long.
He's got a stack of the cases next to him.
You did it again, didn't you?
AJ, could you tell me what this is right next to me?
What's the shit you said today?
You just really quick, could you identify what these are? This stack of cases, just for me, just in case.
What's this one called?
Just to want to make sure your eyes still work.
All right, so this is Today in Nerd History. We're going to talk about some stuff that's happening now. The Beetlejuice is going to be available for renting or digital download, whichever one of those means that you got to pay for it still. That's going to be on Tuesday, October 8th. So we're recording this. It's Monday the 7th. By the time you guys hear this, it's been out for a little bit. But
I've already seen it.
AJ, you've seen Beetlejuice?
I did. I saw it in the theaters and it brought both of my kids, which it held their attention, number one, always a plus. I was a little worried at a few points. I was like, this might be a little too scary for them, but they also love being scared. It is so fun. It's really fun. They did a great job of continuing like the arc of some of the characters, writing out some problematic things. Of course, the use of Jenna Ortega is just phenomenal. I love her, and she's like wonderful. But Catherine O'Hara, like, I feel like is the star of this movie as much as it should be Michael Keaton. Also, other side note, they aged him up and made him look gross and grody and like mossy and stuff in the original. Mm-hmm. And sitting in the theater, I was like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I feel weirdly attracted to Beetlejuice right now. Like he looks better now than he did then. What? Like, did he glow up? What, like, He's a certified dead hottie, in my opinion. Come at me.
Dead hottie.
Tell me he's
Yeah.
a dead hottie.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what's this? So put him on your AJ scale.
Yeah.
My AJ scale.
How hot is Beetlejuice on your AJ scale?
Wouldn't kick him out of the grave.
Nice.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
Fair.
I saw some nice things, or like not nice or whatever, but just like the way that they played the two parents from the. I can't remember anybody's names in movies.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin and Gina
Davis.
Davis. Thank you.
Davis.
Their characters that they just like in a line, they're just like they were able to move on, so that they weren't in
Yeah.
the movie, and they didn't. I know at one point they were discussing like de-aging them and stuff, but it was just I'm not crazy about the de-aging stuff. Like it's like
Yeah.
people use it way too much. So I'm glad that they didn't do that, and they just like it's just simple. They were able to move on. Great. Like it's
Honestly,
not going to be
I
about
think
them
that's
anyway.
a great idea. Yeah, it doesn't need to be about them. It's about let's continue the lore of what's happening in the house and with these people who are able to, commune with the dead. They did a great job with that. And they worked the story so seamlessly. Like they put in that line. If you missed the line, you might have been like, what the fuck? Because it was kind of like they didn't overdo it. It was a little bit of a throwaway line, which I liked that they didn't overdo it. But some things that I really love, if you love the original Beetlejuice movie, hold on, let me start over. If you loved the original Beetlejuice movie, I'm going to look directly in my camera at you, whoever's watching this. If you loved Beetlejuice, go see it in the theater right now. Like, stop what you're doing, make plans with your best
Well,
friend.
don't stop listening to the podcast.
Don't
finish
stop
the
listening to
podcast.
the rest of the
Finish this
podcast,
episode.
but like start texting your friends like who wants to go see Beetlejuice with me, because it is really fun. It is fun to see in the theater because it is a very cinematic type experience. I don't think that's the case for all movies. There are movies that I'm like, that looks cool. I'm going to wait till I can just watch it at home. Fuck that. But like, go see it in the theater. It's so fun. They did a lot of stuff. Like they kept with the look of a lot of the original things that they did in the first movie. They kept with the look of some of the like stop motion type elements. They added in some other fun things that felt like it was in the same vein.
I'm just now realizing, I don't even know, was Tim Burton, did he direct this one? He
Yeah.
did? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
That
realized
was so weird. I expected because I thought we were gonna get like a Nightmare on Elm Street Nightmare Before Christmas situation. Yeah, and then Freddy shows up and he's like, "You're in my world now, bitch." And Beetlejuice, and we just have
Don't go to sleep.
yeah. Beetlejuice versus Freddy has got to be a fan fiction of like
Oh my
multiple
God.
chapter
That's gotta exist.
proportions.
That's gotta exist,
exist. There's a Ghostbusters Nightmare on Elm Street fan film that's like 2 hours long. There's definitely one of those. But I thought there was gonna be a Nightmare Before Christmas situation where it's like everybody thinks that Tim Burton directed this, but actually it was directed by somebody else, and he was just kind of no, he made this movie, and I'm like, I guess taking a break from making a live action adaptation of a Disney movie makes sense to do this Beetlejuice movie, and but apparently it's authentic and like cool, and I think it's really cool that Burton actually like returned to do it. It kind of gives it that kind of authenticity, where it's like instead of just being like, oh, whatever, Tim Burton's son directed it, just like,
I know it could have just
Hand
the
it
way the
on.
trend is. It could have just as easily been anybody that just like goes in there and then they put their thumbprint on it and it doesn't quite feel the same, like that kind of thing.
Here's a question. It's just an observation about like spooky season and stuff like that. Like, Beetlejuice. That movie should have dropped on Halloween. But then I'm thinking to myself, no movie should drop on Halloween. And I don't understand these Halloween releases because like there's so many movies that I like either was keyed into growing up, when I was interested in like film and stuff like that, where they're like, it's coming out on Halloween, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's like the
Why?
one night of the
Everyone-
year
like,
when everyone who would go see
no
a movie
kid
is
wants
literally
to go
not
to the
going
movie.
to be in a theater. Like, no one
they're
wants to be
literally
watching a movie.
they're getting free candy. It is their holiday.
They're dressing up as their favorite character and getting free candy. They're not going to a movie. Can you imagine if your mom like picked you up from school and was like, "Hey, Bucko, guess what? Instead of doing those two awesome things you look forward to every single year, we're going to see a spooky movie in the theater." Like,
I mean-
on any other day, that'd be exciting.
But yeah, any spooky movie, in my opinion, should come out end of September so you can watch it all of October.
Like the second
Exactly.
it's
So
like September
you have
30th
time.
or whatever.
Think
then
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
keep it out in the theaters until Thanksgiving, and then pop. It's done.
Yeah.
You might as well release a Christmas movie on Halloween because the second Halloween is done, like Thanksgiving gets skipped over or just bundled in with Christmas. Yeah.
Why did I say fopped?
Flopped?
Fopped. I tried to say flipped and flopped at the same time, so I said fopped.
Right.
Flipped, flopped, flip, flop. It was flopped right over.
All right, so this is also today in nerd history. We got another
Today
thing.
and yesterday.
And yesterday. So this is, we're going to talk about the Amazing Digital Circus. AJ's done a ton of investigative journalism on this, so jump right in, AJ.
All right, so the Amazing Digital Circus, sometimes called TADC by fans, premiered on Glitch Productions channel. And currently, as of this morning when I checked it, it has 350 million views. But like it blew up so fast. People like lost their minds within 2 weeks. There were multiple articles that went out that people were like, what is the Amazing Digital Circus? Why did it blow up the internet? Are my kids allowed to watch this? What's happening? Like, what is the Amazing Digital Circus? It's like a comedy, psychological drama. There are 6 characters that are trapped inside a digital world. So we're following Pomni, the main character, as she's just been dropped in the pilot episode. And they're forced to do like these adventures in order to like stave off boredom. One of the things that I was like, this is insane. It premiered a year ago. There are already Amazing Digital Circus costumes in Spirit Halloween, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but for something that just came out on YouTube a year ago and is now being like mass produced and available as a costume, some of them are fine, some of them are meh. I would have rather, at this point, seen homemade costumes. So I kind of wish that they weren't there.
I wonder if those ones, are they like officially licensed or like most of the like Spirit Halloween shit's like a knockoff so that they can skirt copyright?
It literally like, it is very obviously the characters. I don't know if it's licensed. That's one of the only things I didn't get to like
I imagine the Spirit costumes like Chattering Tooth Ringmaster guy. Like it's not the actual like names, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And instead of Pomni, it's like Clown Girl, and then it, you know, like that kind of shit. I imagine like it doesn't surprise me that Spirit or other places like jump on it because that like 350 million views and episode 2 has like 150 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
the third episode just dropped literally 3 days ago as we're recording, and it already has over 22 million views. Insane. Yeah, over 22 million views in 3 days. I wanted to talk a little bit about how the fact that, number one, this series is created, written, and directed by Gooseworks, which is the name of a woman. I can find so little on Gooseworks. If you know stuff about Gooseworks, please leave it in the comments because I tried to do a deep dive and I could find very little. There's like one Tumblr and that's it. Not even on Instagram. What is happening? Gooseworks, call me. Can we be friends? I like you. Gooseworks was doing their own individual 2D animation and was approached by Glitch Productions. So Glitch Productions saw something that Gooseworks made and said, hey, we like your style. Like, you're funny. You're a little bit dark. Do you want to pitch a pilot for us? And Gooseworks was like, yes, gave them 3 ideas, and this is the one they picked. So this idea for the Amazing Digital Circus is based off of, number one, because they wanted to do a 3D pilot. She liked the idea of like the kitschy kind of 90s computer graphics, like everything is super creepy. Wait, there's a really great.
I mean, that's how the pilot opens with that type of graphics.
It's super. She wanted to, lean into the 90s and 2000s CG where it looked kind of bad and creepy, but was also completely unrestricted creatively. And then she like talks about how like you could just have like floating eyes and shit because it was weird, but like nobody was telling you not to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it was like that's all we could do. Like I can't put them in a head; they're just gonna have to float.
Right.
Like that's like 80% of reboot. It's just like I don't know. We had these characters, just put them in there. Like it's digital. It's a virtual reality. It's fine.
So the idea for the Amazing Digital Circus came from this short story called "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream" by an American writer named Harlan Ellison. It was originally released as like parts in a series that were put out in a publication, but then was released as part of a compilation of works from him. Ellison wrote this story in one night, and it was based on like he was basically like fed up with the ideas of like misuse of technology, like humanity's resilience. There's like a lot of existential horror. The main character of Kane, one of the main characters, the ringmaster Kane, is based on the character AM, which in like the Wikipedia for this short story is listed as multiple names that AM stands for: Allied Master Computer, Adaptive Manipulator, and Aggressive Menace. And I love that there's this, like, that's multiple meanings for this one character. And it makes sense if you like the series and you're watching and you look at where Kane is. Like, he's a little bit aggressive and he is a manipulator. But Gooseworks has even said in an interview, like, as opposed to like the deep, dark, like really awful character, Kane is a little bit more like fun, happy-go-lucky, crazy. Right. So there's that.
That's awesome to just knowing about all that, the backstory and stuff like that.
It's so cool. Like, I love this kind of info. It was so cool to learn all this shit. I know even more. I'm going to skip down to some other stuff. So when the Amazing Digital Circus first launched, it was a pilot. So they were trying to see like what's the interest, and there was huge interest. So kind of quickly after, they realized what they did, what I call a Kickstarter without the kick. I'm like going to coin that term. They did a Kickstarter without the kick. They put out a series of like mini commercials on their channel, on Glitch Productions channel, saying like, buy our merch if you like this. And they sold so much merch that they're like, and there's so many people watching that they're like, you know what? We're going to do a full series. So on February 23rd of this year, they announced they're going to do a full 9-episode series where the pilot was upgraded to episode 1. So they're going to do 8 more episodes. Okay. And in that announcement, they also did it's just, I love, like, Glitch, I love you, be our friend with Lowbrow. They put out these commercials that are so funny. Like, they'll have like little different types of animation. They'll have little jokes. They're pushing their merch. And then at the very end of this announcement that happened in February, it just says on a black screen, and I'll send a screenshot of this to you, Mike. On a black screen, it just says, episodes will come out when they're ready. And
that's awesome.
When I read that, because working in animation, I'm like, yeah, this stuff takes fucking forever. And when you put yourself on a timeline that doesn't make sense, it hurts the show and it hurts what you want to do with it. And the fact that they're taking their time with this made me so happy, because there is so much packed into even just the pilot episode.
And then they just had they just announced the licensing deal with Netflix as well, which is very interesting. And I don't fully understand Netflix's benefit for it.
Yeah, I feel like Netflix just wants to bring in people to...
It's just something to say, like...
I don't know, like, this is one of the things that I was going to, like, throw out in the comments. Tell us what you think. If you came to this video because you're a huge Amazing Digital Circus fan, then tell us what you think about this, because I've seen a couple things already. Netflix does not have creative control.
Right.
I don't. Okay, so now let's bring it to the comments. What do you guys think about like it going to Netflix? It seems kind of exciting for independent animation in general.
I feel like it's not to be a downer about it, because I do see that like a lot of comments being like, this is great for indie animation, et cetera, et cetera. But also, like, let's take a step and like, Amazing Digital Circus is a unicorn in indie animation. Like, indie animation does not get 350 million views, 150 million views, 20 million views in 3 days, that sort of thing. That just does not, it's just not a common thing. Like, the biggest indie animator like going now is probably Meat Canyon, who is massively popular. He released a video yesterday. It's got 1.3 million. That's like massive for an indie animator, where Amazing Digital Circus is just another level. So like, it's aspirational for indie animators to be like, hey, like, there is interest from Netflix, but like, for the average, for like, we're indie animators, like, I don't put ourselves in, like, we're here, Meat Canyon's here, like, Digital Circus way up here, like that sort of thing. Yeah. So that's why I just don't quite understand what aside from like Netflix saying like, here's a thumbnail that says Amazing Digital Circus on our library, on our feed, that you can watch.
Honestly,
for a subscription, but you can watch it for free over here before watching it here. Like, so I don't quite buy it's great for indie animation just yet.
Yeah. I feel like go ahead, Sal. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's kind of like, I was going in other directions, just kind of like how bonkers it is that Netflix even like entertained it, since they consider YouTube a competitor. Right, like, to have this kind of exclusivity, like they just must want that kind of like momentum, and they're just willing to sign up for it. Because I mean, like, creative control plus exclusive debut rights, for YouTube is just kind of like I can't imagine a juggernaut like Netflix agreeing to any of those terms just for the exclusive privilege of also being allowed to host the same show. Like, it's just kind of like
I'm
like, what is it in? Not that what's in it for them, but also like I'm just shocked that Netflix like capitulated as much as it did to get that onto their library.
I will give the parent account of what it might do for them, and that's that. As someone who has a son who found I found out about the show through my 7-year-old son, who somehow saw it on YouTube, became obsessed with it. He loves this, and I love that he loves it, and I want to share it with him, but I don't want him on YouTube all the time. So
That's a good point.
Now
That's a
the
good
fact
point.
that I can put it on Netflix and be like, yeah, watch this thing, and then it will stop when it's done is kind of nice for me personally. Depending on what people say in the comments, I could talk about this for days. I love the show.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for this week. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, definitely leave us a rating or a comment. It definitely helps us out. If you're watching
and I read them.
Yes. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, ask us some questions, and we'll answer them here on the show. Just like AJ said, we read them all. Sal, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. I will plug our Patreon. Patreon.com/Dorkly is where you can go to get behind-the-scenes info and fun goodies, extras, if you're interested in supporting the infrastructure that is Dorkly.
That's right.
I want to plug Sal because Sal's comic book comes out in 2 days from when we're recording this. So by the time this episode drops, it means it is available. So go out to your local comic store and get it. It's Terminator, big crazy thing. Look for Sal. Sal's doing an event. You'll have missed it if you listen to this. You'll have already missed it. But hopefully you paid attention on the last episodes when we mention it.
Yeah.
But go check that out.
Yeah, come see me at New York Comic Con.
All right. Thank you guys again. We like you, and we hope you like us.
All right, cool. Let's get rolling here.
Checking. 1, 2.
Cough, cough, cough.
Unique New York.
I was going to get to the whole stupid thing.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
The skeleton was denied a bank loan. What was it? Fuck, whatever.
That's the open.
Yeah.